Hi everybody, a very common question is that of a tariff. You have to discuss the pros and cons of the tariff and then evaluate the concept. You're not going to get very far if you don't know the tariff diagram. How do we construct this diagram? Well, we start by labeling the axis. So we have price on the y-axis, quantity on the x-axis. We then show our domestic market with a domestic supply, SD, and domestic demand of DD right there. We then want to show the impact of world supplies. So when there is free trade, world suppliers have this supply curve and are charging the price of PW. So that's where we start. We start by showing free trade. Let's put on the quantities when we have free trade. Q1 is a domestic production, domestic supply. Q2 is a domestic demand. The difference between the two, this excess demand, is fulfilled by import. So that's what happens before the tariff. With a tariff imposed, there are extra costs now to world suppliers in supplying this market. They have to pay not only the cost of producing themselves, but they have to pay this extra import tariff when they sell this product to this domestic market. And that shifts the supply of the world curve upwards. Alright? So it shifts it from SW to SW plus tariff. So that's what you show, and then why not show the upward arrow to make the point that the curve is shifted upwards. As a result, we get a higher price. So price is increased from PW to PW plus T, make that clear with the arrow. Now you want to show the impacts on quantity. So what's happened to domestic production? Well, domestic production has extended, hasn't it? So there is an increase in domestic production from Q1 to Q3, but there has been a contraction of domestic demand from Q2 to Q4. Alright, so that's lovely. We've shown all of that. What's worth also doing is showing the impacts in terms of efficiency and the impact on government revenue. Well, a tariff is a tax, so for the domestic government there's going to be an increase in government revenue, and that's this middle box. So always shade that in and label it government revenue. And it's also worth showing the deadweight welfare losses that occur as a result of a tariff, distorting an efficient outcome when the free market is working to one which is being influenced by government intervention. So on the right here, this black triangle is a deadweight loss of consumer surplus. And over here, we have a deadweight loss of world efficiency. Okay, the world loses out when domestic producers are producing extra units when they are not efficient at doing so. So for the world allocation of resources, we are seeing inefficiency. Alright, so you can call it that. You can call it deadweight loss of domestic producer efficiency. It doesn't really matter what you call it, as long as you make a link to a loss of efficiency here. Alright? If you wanted to go one extra mile, you can even show the impacts on producer and consumer surplus. Consumer surplus previously, without the tariff, was this big green triangle. Okay? Now with the tariff and the higher price, consumer surplus has reduced to this smaller green triangle. Right? So this trapezium here is a total loss of consumer surplus, whereby only this right-hand triangle is the deadweight loss, the unrecovered loss. Producer surplus previously was only this blue triangle. Okay? Whereas now, because the price has gone up, producer surplus has increased to that blue triangle instead. Alright, so that is the diagram drawn, nice and detailed, lots of things being shown here. Have we done what we need to have done? Let's look at the checklist. Have we labelled our axes? Yes, we have. Have we labelled our curves? Yes, we have. Have we labelled our equilibria? Yes, we have. Lots of different labels on both axes here with nice arrows to show the changes. Lovely. Have we shown the impact on domestic production? Yeah, we've shown it increasing with this tariff. Have we shown the impact of domestic consumption? Yes, we've shown it decreasing because of the tariff. Have we shown what's happening to imports? Yes, we have. We can see a squeeze of imports from Q1, Q2 to now only Q3, Q4. If you want to label that, you can do. That's not necessary, but if you want to just show the examiner that you know now what the level of imports are, you can do something like that, and that's a fine thing to do. We've even gone one stage further. We've shown the government revenue, we've shown the two inefficiencies here. One is a deadweight loss of consumer surplus, the other one's a deadweight loss of efficiency, and we've shown the government revenue in blue as well. So we've shown lots and lots and lots of things on this diagram. If you follow my construction on that, you'll be absolutely fine. And remember, especially for a diagram as detailed as this, you must draw it big, always use a pencil, very easy to make a mistake, and present it well by using a ruler as well. Thanks very much for watching, folks. I'll see you in the next video.